What's going on, guys? So we got Michael Sidoti here with a deck profile. He played SS4 Gohan, the promo one that you receive from entering pre-release tournaments. He took it 4th place on Morley on Friday, so I'm just going to get him to run through the deck. Before we get started as well, I'm going to give a shout out to Stuart Holland for requesting this one. So this one goes out to you, my man. So let's go for it. So we got Son Gohan.
Yep, Son Gohan. So activate main, you can add the Piccolo Unison that you got from pre-release as well to your hand in the shuffled deck. And then his order is when he attacks, you burst 3 and draw a card, which comes up later on. You want to fill the drop pretty fast. Like you want to have a 6 online for turn 2, basically.
And then Awakened side.
Then Awakened side. When you activate Overrealm, you can choose either critical or double strike, and the leader gets 5k. And then when he attacks, you can choose up to 3 black battle cards in the warp and put them to the drop. So you just recycle. So first off is the Unison you grab. It's not every turn 1 play. If you go first, it's probably the best turn 1 play you could do because you can't attack. So you just want to discard and draw. You wouldn't want to neg straight away. So the -3 hasn't come up, but if you play against green or if they're playing apes, then you could pick that out, I guess.
So most of the time you go for the +1 effect in that?
Yeah, +1 is what you mainly do.
For sure.
And then this card is like the bread and butter of the deck, the Super Saiyan 4 Unison. So pretty much your Awaken turn, because he's untap 1, draw 1. You just pay 3 for it, and then he comes out, and then you can Awaken. So untap 1, draw 1. So you theoretically paid 2 for it, and then you can activate Overrealm, which would tick him up a marker. So he would be on 4 markers then, and then you just go ahead and -3, and he gets 15k power and dual attack for the turn, and you can add 2 black battle cards between 20 and 30k power from the warp back to your hand. And then for Dark Power Black Marseillans, it's just Self-Awaken. It's good in the meta right now as well. The Son Goku, Dimensional Defender, just another form of Self-Awaken, and he recycles 2 cards in the warp back to the drop for 1 energy when you Overrealm.
So did this one come up quite often? Obviously trying to get your Awaken pretty early.
Yeah, so like if you go second, this is probably your best turn 1 going second.
Yeah.
So because it's almost free because you Overrealm 3 and it puts 2 back. So
Yeah, pretty nice.
Just another generic Overrealm 3. You just want to have it always ready to go. Lets you draw 2 cards and put a card into the warp, and it's a Trunk Xeno which comes up. This Trunks, a lot of people play it in Vegex. It's just for 1 energy, Overrealm 3, and you can play out a Vegeta. That gives you 2 names in the warp. So this is the Vegeta that I chose to use. It's just a critical, and when he's played, you burst 5. So other than turn 1, you don't want to see it. It's just energy. So the effect, they can discard cards, but you just don't want to do it. Then the Vegeta Super Combo. It's just another name, and it's probably the best super combo you could run right now.
Move that to the side.
Yeah.
Start a fresh stack.
Fresh stack. So this, people don't expect this, but you can do this on turn 3. So once because you warp so much, and the Trunks lets you pitch the other target, so you can pay 3 for that, go ahead and add back your super combo with the Xeno Evolve, and then you can just stack this guy straight on top, send the other one to the warp, and when he swings, he warps an opponent's card, which comes up. And it's just pretty much, you can do your Awaken, play the 6 drop, that's a double strike, Overrealm, a cheap Overrealm, give the leader double strike, and then Xeno Evolve this guy. That was pretty much for 3 energy, you get 3 double strikes.
Yeah,
so
pretty strong. So that's kind of like your win con, yeah? Just going for all the double strikes of that and then through the leader as well to finish off.
Yeah, if that doesn't win you the game, then you've probably bled a few cards out of their hand, unless they have like dormant.
Yeah.
Another cheap Overrealm for lets you draw 2 cards and then pitch 1, so it starts your cycle again, because the magic number's 6. So this Bardock comes up pretty clutch. It's sort of like Nimbus for black. they can only attack once the next turn. So
Yeah, so pretty strong, especially against an aggro deck. Like you go a little bit slower, I guess, and then all of a sudden explode out of the gate. Hey.
yeah. And then we just have generic removal. So this is overwhelm 6. You can up to 6 costs, so like a boony tokens, and it's really good against Gogeta. And this one too. So this is 2 energy. It lets you draw a card, and it can remove something with barrier. So it's really good at getting those decks that go really tall instead of wide. So. And then starting off to get to our finishers, we have the Man on a Mission. So you can play this on turn 2 and go for a cheeky double crit, but he's one of your finishers, and this guy as well, the Bardock Super Saiyan 4. So he picks 2 cards out of your opponent's hand, and his dual attack, 3 energy.
Would you consider upping that to higher?
Yeah, I would. It's either put him to 3 and then knock down the one that you don't sort of need in that matchup.
Yep.
And then side the other ones.
Yeah. Just because I guess with your burst as well, probably a bit painful when you start bursting if you start hitting these ones off when you really need them.
Yeah. And then we just play this Kai because if you burst it, you can play it, and it's basically a 10k combo.
Do you find that's most of the time that's live as well?
Yeah, because your hand you don't draw a whole lot. You just want to keep the criticals on with your leader, so you don't give them too many cards, and then go in for the double strikes if you think you can win.
Yeah.
And then 4 power bursts. It gets back the Dark Power Mask Saiyan and the Kai. And then pretty much just like the cheeky finish of the game is you overwhelm, give your leader crit, and then give it a crack in time space. So 35k for 1 energy.
Yeah, and I think we saw that's how you ended one of the games, the recorded games, which is pretty nice as well.
Yeah, it's just pretty much the whole deck. You can choose sort of the ratios of the overwhelm because it's just like a giant toolbox.
Yeah, awesome. All right, cool. All right, is there any shout-outs you want to give before we head off, Sidoti?
Shout out to Jason. He helped me brainstorm for the deck, and everyone at Morley.
Yeah?
Yep.
Sweet, awesome. All right, guys, if you guys like this content, remember to subscribe. Hit that bell to stay notified when we post. But thank you, Michael.
Thanks.